Hi, my name is Prasad Narayan, and in this video, we will be talking about internal security threats. So I've got some notes that I've made. The biggest threat to IT security comes from the internal staff, that is, employees. Research estimates that almost 40% of IT security breaches are perpetrated by people inside the company. We are talking about employees here. Smaller businesses are more vulnerable to IT security breaches in comparison to bigger employees, and that's because they lack the sophisticated intrusion detection system, which is used by large enterprises. Now, when you talk about intrusion detection system or IDS, it monitors system and network traffic for any suspicious activity. Once potential threats have been identified, the intrusion detection software sends notification to alert the user. Let's look at the top 5 internal security threats. The first on my list is malicious cyber attacks. The most likely perpetrators of cyber attacks are system administrators or IT personnel with privileged system access. They may also include technically proficient employees. Now, this is something I found from the net. In 2006, IT programmer by name Roger Duronio was found guilty of planting a type of malware known as Unix logic bombs in the network of investment bank IBS. I remember when teaching management information system subject, when I asked students as why they thought Roger did what he did and what he wasn't supposed to, there were different answers. Some students said, sir, maybe because he was mentally retarded. Somebody said, maybe just for fun. Another student said, maybe he was trying to play a prank. But the real reason was completely different. Geronimo had launched the attack when he received a bonus that he felt was reasonably low. He complained to his manager, to the organization, and eventually resigned from his job, but not without leaving behind a memorable parting gift. So how do we protect against this sort of attack? Companies should monitor their employees closely for any suspicious behavior. They should be alert. They should keep their eyes and ears open for all such disgruntled employees. And once they leave the organization, they should ensure that the mobile has been taken, the laptop has been taken, the access card has been taken, and the network access has been cancelled. Now, it doesn't matter whether the employee has left the company in good terms or in bad terms. The second in the list is social engineering. One of the most common ways for attackers to gain access to a network is by exploiting the trusting nature of employees. I mean, why take the trouble of creating a software program to steal passwords when somebody can easily give it to you? You can have the best technical systems in place, but they are not effective if employees aren't educated about the risk. Deloitte conducted a survey in which they found that three-quarters of companies rather, have not trained their employees as regards the potential risk of information leakage. I think it's vital that employees understand that they shouldn't be providing passwords to others. Whenever they take short breaks, they step away from their desk, they need to lock their laptops or desktops. The third internal security threat is downloading malicious internet content. We all surf the net. So employees surf the net, they look at videos, they play games. There are a lot of social media sites that they can access. The number of malware and virus threats is increasing by more than 50% every single year. It's advisable to constantly update and patch your IT system to ensure that you are protected against any risk, against any threats as they emerge. There are a lot of antivirus software that are available, and we need to run those anti-software virus. And the popular ones include Norton antivirus, then there is Kaspersky, then there is WebRoot. So Norton, Kaspersky, WebRoot, and there are many other popular antivirus software. Bitdefender is another antivirus plus software that people can use. The fourth internal security threat is information leakage. There are a number of ways that information can be taken from your computers. We carry CDs, we carry DVDs, USB sticks, and if we lose it, there's a good chance that our data will be lost. Some companies don't allow employees to carry personal laptop in the organization. The email accounts can get hacked, and employees could easily take a significant chunk of data by all these devices that I just said. Some companies are very clear in terms of what data can be downloaded and what data cannot be, and employees should also be educated about why these policies are in place. The fifth internal security threat is illegal activities. Now, the employer is responsible for pretty much anything that employees do using their laptops or computers. Use monitoring software to check email, internet traffic for certain keywords or any of the file types. Companies do block certain websites and application. There are a lot of companies who have user policies with regards to employee responsibility for network security. These policies are formulated to make sure that employees are wary of the regulations and precautions that are connected with internet usage. Having worked in the industry for over 20 years, there have been quite a few organizations that I worked, and they used to send the policies. They used to actually remind employees every quarter, read it, understand it, and if there are any questions, do ask the employees, do ask the managers. And in some cases, we are asked to read, understand, and acknowledge the IT policy. Some companies bar their employees from using the internet completely. In some organizations, you can only surf the net after the regular business hours of 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. You can't use personal emails. Employees will only use their official mail ID to communicate with their employees. Likewise, exchange of chats are only done on official communicator. Most of the organizations do not allow software to be downloaded from the internet, even though it may be free. I mean, you need to take a manager's permission if you have to actually download any software. And if employees are violating these policies, this may result in either they being suspended or losing their job. So like I said, employees, in one of the organizations where I worked, we need to understand, acknowledge, and then sign it, give it back to the organization. And it was written in clear terms that I have read the organization's anti-piracy statement and agree to abide by it as consideration for my continued employment with the organization. I understand that violation of the above policies may result in my termination. Thank you.